Okay, we're live, everybody, on another episode of the Electric Podcast. Okay, let's get Albert in here. Come on, Albert, say something.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we have audio. We're on.
Are we live?
We are live. Well, we might be live. I think we're live. Whenever YouTube says we're live, we're live.
Does YouTube say we're live?
It says we're live in the corner of the thing, but I need to actually click on YouTube to find out. Let's see. YouTube says, come on, YouTube. Oh, it's got a freaking advertisement.
Well, Harbor Freight, you know where all the best tools are.
Hey, you must be Milo.
Yes.
Let's get you back to see the doctor.
Howdy, y'all. EUC Lucifer. Let's see. We got people going on. Okay. But yeah, I want to.
Yes.
Okay, I got to turn my volume down because we don't want things feeding back. We're definitely live.
How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
I think you guys are both licking some wounds, eh?
Licking wounds. I thought you said moons. Like that sounds like something Don would say. Licking the moon. I don't know. Say something, Don. I want to make sure you have audio.
Say something, Don. I want to make sure.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's a little bit far, but it works.
It shouldn't be far. My mic is like right here on my.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's using. I think you need to hit the settings button and choose the audio to come from the mic. I think it's going through the phone.
I think so too.
Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, because I could hear you better now. I can see you better now too. Maybe you should just stay there the whole time.
Oh.
Hi, Don. All right. So, there's
just lost Don.
Yeah, I don't think you can just pick one of those up at Harbor Freight Tools. Don's are hard to come by.
Y'all, some are louder than others. Who's louder? Am I loud? Am I too loud?
You sound perfect to me. It was, I think, Don that was a little quiet-ish.
Yeah, you should get Marty to join this live stream.
Let's see. I have buttons I can click on. Let's see what happens if I do this. Let's see. I have this button. Can you see that?
I can. Nice highlight.
Yeah. And then?
I did not beat Brad Pitt, that's for sure.
Oh, it was close. Yeah. Just like some other things have been close. Let's see. Speaking of, where's Dawn? I want to add her back in. I think she gave up.
What? No way.
No, she'll be back. Let's see here. Okay, so we've got a lot to talk about, I think. I even have some notes here as things to talk about. So I'll do a little split view thing with this on the other side.
Will a Roger charger work with a 60-volt, 38-amp-hour battery, stock Talaria Sting MX3 e-bike?
Yes, I do have a version of the V4 SC that would charge that at quite an impressive rate. So,
38 amps, impressive, or how impressive?
Oh, it's a 4,000 watt charger, and if you take the voltage down that far, 4,000 watts gets you a little crazy fast, like battery melting fast. So, yeah, I don't recommend maxing out that particular charger for that e-bike, but yeah, you're probably in the I don't know, 50, 60 amp neighborhood when you're down that low in the voltage. Oh, Aaron's in the house. That's my buddy. And fellow eWheel team racer.
Roger does have the best chargers out there for your EUC or e-device.
I like it when people say that.
Shameless plug.
Thousands of what? How many can we get to join the video chat? Yes, we can.
It's too bad I can't see the number of people that are actually part of this YouTube thing unless I open YouTube, I guess.
Yeah.
Anywhere
I
from
can
Dawn?
open up YouTube here. No, I don't see her in the thing yet. As a matter of fact, I seem to have done something that makes it so I can't. Oh, here, she's in. She's in. I need to click on her. Add to stage. Dawn, are you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. It's a lot better.
Okay, so I put on my AirPods. It said that it didn't support my other external mic.
Oh,
Okay, we got
that's
somebody
unfortunate.
else online also.
Oh, is this
Shirley?
Hello. Can you guys hear
Hey.
me?
Yeah, we can. Good for you to join
Yeah.
us.
Hi, Aaron.
Okay, so
Hey, guys.
sure. How long did you spend in hair and makeup to get on this chat?
I just got off charging, and so I did not even prepare for anything.
Oh, that's surprising. It looks like you've really taken a lot of time to make sure that
Yeah.
you look good on this live stream. It's amazing. Okay, we got Devo in the house, EUC Lucifer, a bunch of familiar names, but I'm not going to be the okay, everybody knows it's hard for me to not be the loudest voice in the room, so I'll just try my best to shut up, and I'll let Albert do what Albert needs to do. He's got the top 3 finishers of the 16-hour eWheels challenge inside this room right now, and we're going to find out what we can find out from from him.
Yeah, so the goal of the challenge was just to see how far EUCs have come and see how far the technology can take us. And so it's more of a proof of concept, and it was really just a whimsical idea that we had that we turned into reality. So there really wasn't much thought put into it. It was kind of a shoot from the hip. And so I kind of want to hear from you guys. Like, I think we posted it probably in March, I think it was, and it expired in May. But it seemed like everyone was waiting for warmer weather to get more electrons. Is that correct?
I was waiting for my leg to work as good as I could, and I still didn't end up having much success in that in that realm. Yeah, I was, and I still am kind of injured. I had to bow out of the races that happened last week because I was only able to get a better qualifying time than one person, which is not really like me when it comes to race time.
Now, for those that don't or may not know, Roger, what injury are you recovering from?
Well, I decided to break my helmet open on a curb, which happened to be the least impactful thing of that day. And then I somehow slid up that curb with parts of my back and my legs. And yeah, I spent a couple days not being able to walk, and I think today, maybe yesterday, was the first day I was able to walk without limping.
Oh man, that sounds really painful.
It was a good time.
Hey, sure, I got a question for you. I saw your submission, and it was one of the notable submissions, but the part that really got me was your custom wheel. Now, did you have that before the event, or did you make that just for the event?
Yeah, so it's been like a year project, and then I finally got it CNC by Ho-Ning, and yeah, I got it up. I think like a month before I submit my challenge, and so I kind of got used to it, riding it for a bit before I even did the challenge.
Oh, that's nice.
But it was also really cold out here too. I'm in Minnesota. I didn't get to. I was waiting for it's really weird in April because in the mornings it's like 50 degrees, and then in the afternoon where 3 or 4 it gets up to 70.
Okay.
But it's really raining too, so it's like a challenge trying to.
So then, did you do your challenge in the rain?
Did I ride in the rain?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I rode in the days that didn't rain. That was awesome. My day. Yeah.
Now, this wheel, do you have a picture of this wheel, or have you guys seen the wheel?
I know his wheel. I've seen him working on it. Oops.
Oh, we got a bit of an echo there.
That's my bad.
I don't have my wheel with me right at the moment, but I did post some pictures on it.
Yeah.
I don't think I really posted any videos of it yet.
Do you want to describe your wheel for those that don't know?
So it's 6,000 watt hours. It used the EX30 and the Master battery packs, and it has the EX30 controller with the C38 motor, and those are all the stock that I use. And then I did a custom frame. It uses the Sherman S shock 70 pounds, and then I did a clamp on it like the Commander Pro, where it holds onto the shock and bolts onto the motor or onto the axle. So I did that to hold up, and then I did a CNC channel to hold up the pedal, and then to hold up basically everything, the batteries and everything.
So did you design that all yourself, or did Ho Ning Ning help you kind of design it and make it reality?
I designed most of it. He did more of the measurements in order for it to fit. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, if you have some pictures, you should definitely share that on the Facebook groups.
I think Cher has been designing that wheel for more than a year. Am I right?
Wow.
Yeah, you know, it's been on and off. Like I had like 3 different designs that I was thinking of. Originally, it was
planning on changing the Master to use the hydraulic suspension. Is that correct?
Yeah. I was gonna do it on a Commander Pro, but then I realized I have a Sherman shock, and I just switched to that suspension. And yeah, it's a good decision that I did, because it's a pretty good shock.
Yeah, the Fast-Ace shocks are pretty good. They're well designed and well put together.
Cool. But yeah,
hey, so Don, you did. Yeah, it's a super cool wheel. So Don, did you do your first run on the EX30, and how did that go?
That went okay. I did 252 miles on my EX30.
And did you prefer the EX30 over the?
Was that?
That's how you got 7th place, because I was wondering how you got 2nd and 7th.
Oh yeah, because the first time I did it, I didn't really tell anybody about it, and my biggest wheel is my EX30, and it's pretty much stock. So I just ran the EX30 and got 252 miles, and I did made all the mistakes in the world. And then the second time around, then Roger let me use his second modified wheel, the 7200 Master Pro.
Yeah, and
which one did you like better?
You know what? I had to learn how to ride that wheel like on the day of the challenge at like 1 a.m. I had to learn how to ride it and then master it and then do the next 16 hours on it. It was like on the fly. But at the beginning, it was super scary. And then I was like, okay, I can do this. By the middle of the day, I was loving that wheel. Like I was carving on it and I was throwing it around. Just as long as I don't go slow, then it was amazing. I love that wheel.
Yeah, not a good slow wheel. But the funny thing about her first attempt is she did a live stream where she like stopped on a pier and was filming birds and like looking at and we're text messaging and we're like, Tom, what are you doing? You're trying to get as many miles as you can in this time period, and you're riding at like 4 miles per hour down the beach talking about birds. Like
she was getting smiles, the most smiles, not the most miles.
Yeah.
I guess that's maybe the next challenge, right? How many smiles can you get on the EUC?
Yes.
All right, but we got to go back to Cher again, because he's got 2 attempts that he was doing. So he did the first attempt, which is the one that's actually on the list that we all know about. And then there's another attempt that he never actually posted because he melted part of his wheel.
What?
I melted my 2 fuses that I soldered on. 240 amp fuses.
How that's possible. He put 80 amps worth of charge capacity on the thing and melted the wheel.
Oh,
Wait, you're talking about the fuses between the battery and the controller, or fuses where?
On the charge board. So
the charge board.
Yeah, so
the upper charge board.
I did my charging load different the second time. I didn't do the BMS bypass, or I did, but then it went on the top board, so it uses the fuse. And I think when I soldered it on, one must have been kind of bad, and so it might have failed. My first attempt on, like, so I did 36 miles, and then went to charge, and then like 15 minutes in, the charger just shuts off, and I was so confused because I thought the breaker stopped, and I was like, wait a second, if the breaker, the charger would not be on, and so it's a bummer. I was so thinking about bringing a spare charger and just swapping out one out mid ride if that ever did happen, but I didn't bring one. But
so the first time you charged, did you not go through the same charge port, or did you charge it a different way for the first run?
So the first time I didn't have fuses, and so it just charged directly into the batteries. And I was pushing like 33 amps, not quite 50, but it was pretty quick. And yeah, the second time I did 48. I used 2 chargers to do it.
Wow, 48 amps into a 134 volt wheel.
Yeah. It was one was on 220 volt, and then the other one was on 110 volt circuit.
Jeez.
And on 2 different chargers.
That's over 6,000 watts.
Yeah.
I think Roger's got to come up with some high powered chargers next, right, Roger?
Yeah, just buy more chargers and daisy chain them. It works out. I'll show you what I did over here in a bit also if you are interested.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm interested. You should show us.
Let's see here. Okay, so let me add to stage. So let's see. Now this should be showing.
Yep.
Okay, so this was my setup. I had 2 4,000 watt chargers and 1 2,000 watt charger. This was set at 20 amps, 20 amps, and 10 amps, and none of them even got warm because there's 3 of them. I had it set up through the BMS bypass at 10 amps on the top, which could have taken a lot more. That takes 24 amps because I did change the fuses out. And then I had an XT90 going into the wheel on direct to the other additional battery packs to get things going. Everything was plugging into a NEMA 1450 through a little adapter that I made just for this purpose. So all of those things.
Were you just running around looking for RV parks or something? Where are you plugging that NEMA 1450 into?
Well, I also put a NEMA 1450 in my shop, but this was the part of the, say there's some parts of the wheels here. This was the plug that I would plug into to get that to go. So, yeah, all worked out fine. Oh, and hey, look, there's some of my batteries. The wheels have been through stuff, but yeah, there's a shiny, happy lining on the end of all that, thanks to the eWheels folks.
Well, you did win. I mean, it was quite a contentious win too, because I mean, based on memory, I think Dawn said she was doing 363.79 or something, and I think you were like 363.75. So you guys are separated by literally a hair, and that's despite Dawn crashing too.
Yeah,
I'm interested in your average riding speed when you're actually riding, because I was holding mine at 40, and it was draining pretty quick. I was debating on going like 30 to 35 to 40 to see what I can get with range and mileage, and I was getting like it was going from 100 to 20% in 40 miles. Because I was doing 40 miles an hour. But
so
yeah, I wonder what you guys get.
My setup with the 9,600 watt hour wheel, my average speed needed to be higher in order to be, I think, to be more competitive. So I needed to figure out the number of charge stops that I had to do, and then set my speed to be riding the whole rest of the time. So my plan got a little bit messed up. I had to take breaks every 20 miles or so just because my leg was such a piece of crap that day. But I spent a decent amount of time at 40 or above, and I I don't know, some sections over 50, mostly when Chris Torina was with me just to give him a hard time.
So how much range were you getting per charge in going 40 to 50 miles an hour, Roger?
Well, the first charge, I only got 120 miles because I couldn't ride seated because my leg just wasn't able to bend. So I did 120 miles standing. And then well, the wheel was supposed to be able to do 160 miles per leg, but standing, that's how much range I calculated that I lost. So
wow.
If I was able to sit and I didn't have to take all those breaks, I would have definitely gotten a much better range on the charge. So, but yeah, it was, I don't know. I would like to try this again sometime when I'm healthy, and I think the numbers that I put up are going to be a little bit more impressive.
Well, I think as the weather warms up, I think Archie's going to join this chat too some point in time.
Yeah, I kind of thought he was going to anyway. But
I think I saw on the forums that he was complaining that the weather was close to 0 Celsius or 30, 40 degrees Fahrenheit in Boston. So it really wasn't conducive for a 16-hour challenge in batteries.
Well, that's up to him. He could just drive south for a while.
Yeah.
The $1,000 prize would pay for his gas.
So Don, I know that you don't normally ride seated. So did you learn how to ride seated for the challenge, or?
I had to, because I wasn't getting good range being standing, and still, this is a much bigger wheel than I'm used to, and I had to learn it. So I had to learn it standing, and I had to learn it sitting on the fly. It wasn't until towards the last leg that I could finally sit on it consistently. And even then I had to figure out this fake seated where I was kind of sitting, but my butt wasn't really resting on the wheel. I was more crouching with my tippy toes on the pedals. And
isn't that just more tiring?
Yes, but it was the last leg, and I was desperate, and it was just like, last ditch effort sort
that
of
sounds
thing.
Like forced squats, holding a squat or a wall sit while riding your wheel.
Yes, for 3 hours, because each of my legs would be about 3 hours. So yeah,
damn.
I got strong thighs now.
We got.
Well, I mean, I think he has strong thighs from destroying that helmet. Yeah.
Oh, guys, I'm going to have to go. Sorry.
Sure, man. Thank you for stopping in.
Thank you.
I've been begging for 2 days, and I'm glad you actually did.
And one
gone.
drops. So how did you guys determine the route? How did you plan your route? Did you run it a couple times? Did you do some investigative work?
Well, I know the part of the river trail that I was talking about was pretty boring, so that seemed good to me. So it was a section of around, I don't know, maybe it was 40 miles, 35, 40 miles that you could take without crossing a single street or a red light, stoplight, no crosswalks, no waiting for anything. So it seemed like a good idea at the time.
But then
it turns out it's pretty hard to accelerate and brake and turn through these underpasses and weave around all of the pedestrian traffic and cyclists on the Memorial Day weekend that they seemed like they just wanted to do random U-turns in front of you and try to kill you. So it was rough for that reason. I think, much rather do it somewhere there were less people that were not paying attention to their environment.
So what time did you start and what time did you finish?
Let's see. My first run I did really early, like 3 a.m, and it was dark, and I didn't realize that it was so light around Anaheim where my office was. So I left with no flashlight.
Oh.
And then I got onto the parts of the river trail that are all shrouded with trees, and it's all up and down and swerves this way and that way, and then a dirt road jets out this way, and I almost lost the trail multiple times, and it was a bad idea. So but yeah, I don't know if you even know. I attempted this twice. So the first attempt I gave up after 100 miles just because the pain was too much.
Wow.
So
were you taking painkillers then?
No, I don't do painkillers. I just do pain. I do pain.
And what time did you start your ride, Don?
At the first time I started at like 2:40 a.m. I think the second time I started at like 1 a.m., something like that. But I didn't plan my route. I was just like, okay, I didn't plan anything because okay, Roger is the planner and the mastermind and all that stuff, and I'm like total opposite. I'm like whimsical and like, okay, yeah. It's like I wake up whenever I wake up, and I don't sleep well, and then I kind of go, I'm bored. I can't get back to sleep. Okay, let's just hop on the wheel and start the 16-hour challenge. So I wake up at like midnight, and then I got up and got on the road like at 1 a.m. and I'm just like, okay, where should I go? I was like, well, this is good because there's no traffic out, right? At 1 a.m. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to get on Hamner, which is this big road, and I'm just going to head north. I headed north all the way until the road ended. And then I turned, it had to turn left. So I turned left, and then it hit another road, Haven. That's another big road that went north again. So I was like, okay, so I'll go north again. I kept going there until it ended. And then there didn't seem to be a way to go. So then I turned around and then went back south all the way home, and then I charged. So that was 97 miles, my first leg. And then after that, when rush hour morning traffic hit the road, I was like, this is so dangerous. I need to get off the roads. And that's when I hit the bike paths. And so, yeah, it wasn't any route planning for me. It's just like whimsical, like wherever I could go.
Wherever the wind blows, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we have two of the most extremes. We have Roger, who plans, builds wheels, gets all psyched, goes out for test runs, and then we have Don, who just wakes up in the middle of the night and says, you know what? I feel like a 16-hour challenge is coming my way.
I'm just impressed that she knew she was going north.
Well, only because the road was straight, and I knew that direction was north.
That's so funny. What did you guys pack with you when you guys went for the ride? Like chargers, of course. Did you pack any food, drinks, rest stops?
So I packed nothing. My chargers I left at my shop, and it was a round trip. And I think the entire day I ate two granola bars, and that was it.
Wow,
Okay.
that's a fast.
So I didn't pack. I don't eat. I only eat once a day. So I figured I can always eat at the end of the challenge. And so I didn't pack any food. And usually I pack water, but this time I didn't pack any water either. And then I would just drink water at my my charge stops. But on my second attempt, my good attempt, I actually started falling asleep in my third leg. And I was like dying, and so I had to stop at a liquor store and get a thing of root beer and a really sugary pastry, and I just like did a whole sugar charge so that I could finish and just to stay awake again. But for me, staying awake isn't about being physically tired; it's about being mentally bored. I was just bored at that point, so I just needed the sugar hit. But otherwise. Yeah, I didn't pack anything. I had to pack a charger for all of my electronics. I was carrying an Android phone for my EUC world, and then my regular iPhone, and then I had battery packs for those, and then my Cardo had my music, so I had to recharge my Cardo because I must have my music when I ride, and then my Garmin needed to be charged, so I packed a charge station for all of that so I could charge all of those things while I was charging my wheel, and then the chargers and stuff like that too.
Couldn't you just charge your phones and everything once you charge the wheel up, like in that 1 hour? Because I think every charge stop is probably around the 1 hour mark. Yeah.
Yes, but I had to carry the charge station that had like 10 charge ports of USB-C things, so that I could plug in all of my USB-C things and charge.
Don, tell them about when you left in the morning and you were going down the road that was partially closed, and you fell off the road.
You fell off the road.
Okay, so I'm riding the 7,200 watt hour wheel, and I'm still getting used to it. And this is getting to where like 4 a.m. and traffic is starting to come onto the road. And so I move all the way to the right of the road to get away from the cars. And now this is a 2-lane, and the cars are going on the 2 lanes over there, and I'm on the third right turn only lane, and it's still dark out and I can't see anything, and I'm kind of like la 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 because I'm very squirrel, so I wasn't quite paying attention to the road, but the road was so big. I assumed the road just continued. No, my lane, the right hand turn only lane, a few feet after that it cut off. And it became, that section of road became a section of like new road that hasn't been paved yet.
Like
so there was
dirt.
Yes, but it dropped. The asphalt part of the road was like this high, and I dropped into that, and the unpacked dirt and gravel and like the substrate of a road, of a proper road, that's what I fell into. And it was all like wavy like this. And I saw it right before I dropped into it. And I was like, oh shit, I'm dead, because this 7,200 watt hour wheel is not meant for the dirt. And I dropped down, and it was just boom, boom, boom. And I thought I was going to die. But then somehow I managed to get back onto the road, and I was fine. And I'm like
you did a
looking
U-turn
around
and went back on the road, or you just kept going and it became road again?
Yeah. I was able to merge back on, because the whole left side of the road was still good.
Oh wow.
So I merged back on, but that was so scary.
It almost sounds like that was a challenge for Roger to take his 7,200 watt hour wheel off-roading. To show us what can be done.
I went through plenty of dirt with my 9,600 watt hour wheel. I'm sure you saw it in the video. So, but anyway,
did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I was okay. So that was one of the times where Chris Torino was riding with me, and I'm a show off, so I was going 45, 50, and I actually lost him while he was on the paved trail next to me. So
oh jeez.
I was going on the dirt next to it. I think I must have recorded that. So, but it was fun. I know he recorded it. He posted it.
Wow.
But, okay, and then Melt asked Don, what speed was the wind gust approximately, and also your speed and wheel weight and shoe size, and how much do you weigh, and what is your IQ? Okay, go.
My IQ is like this teeny, and wheel weight. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I remember someone saying that Archie's 9,600 watt. Wait, does Archie have a 9,600?
7,200 watt hour wheel.
Okay, so I thought someone said that Archie's 7,200 watt hour wheel was 210 pounds.
Is it really that much? I think Master Pro is what, 120, let's say, with metal battery boxes, and then you add Master Packs.
Has some extra stuff on there.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think it's 200. I would say.
Well, if you look at his wheel, it looks like he's bringing everything from his house with him.
So I don't know. I have no idea, but I would guess that Roger's 9,600 watt hour wheel is close to 200, and the 7,200 watt hour wheel has to be like 170 or something. I don't know, but it outweighs me. And my speed, I know on my first leg, my average riding speed was 37 miles an hour. I only put my foot down twice in the 3 hours I was riding. That was the first leg. And so I wouldn't ever stop. I just kept going as much as possible, and I always tried to maintain about 35 to 42. If I saw 42, this is GPS
Hmm.
miles an hour. If I saw 42, then I would slow down again. So I try to maintain around 37, 40 miles an hour. And the wind gusts, I don't know, but I know that they were very strong because, believe it or not, riding in the wind is actually one of my strengths. Like, I am better than a lot of people at riding in the wind, but this wind, the way that it hit the wheel and the weight of the I think it's a combination of the weight of the wheel and the size and the surface area that the
Yeah.
wind could grab onto, and
Mm.
then these really strong winds that is in my area, the Inland Empire, the combination of the strength of the wind and the size and weight and the surface area of the wheel, all of those things kind of like overwhelmed my own strength, but I was trying with everything I got, and then the wheel cut out. So
Oh, so it's not that you ran into the curb, but the wheel just couldn't overpower the wind.
yeah, no, I didn't run into a curb. I was on the street. I was going about, I would say, 35 miles an hour, because all I was doing was trying to get home and I was trying to get safe. Like, at that point, I wasn't even actively competing anymore. Like, several gusts of wind had already caught me, and I
Mm.
fought them and I succeeded. But I was like, okay, I'm scared. Like this wheel is hard in this wind. And so I was like, I just want to get home. And so I was going about 35, still trying to be kind of competitive, but mostly just like, okay, whatever miles I get, but this is literally dangerous now, and I'm not one to get scared easily. I'm like, this is literally dangerous now, and I just need to get home. And so I was fighting the wind, but I'm at the very end of my 16-hour challenge, and I know I was low voltage, and I was fighting the wind, and the wheel actually cut out on me. So that's
Mm.
when the wind won and slammed me down to the ground.
Damn, that's gnarly. So, based on your guys' experience, if you were to do this again, what is the magic speed?
I'm going to say 42.
42?
Well, it depends on the watt hours of your wheel, right?
Yeah, my wheel 42.
Yeah.
Maybe even more, 42, 43.
Wouldn't it relate more to the charging speed than it would to the size of the battery pack?
I couldn't charge any faster than I was. So if you're charging and at the end of the charge cycle, your batteries are a little bit warm, you're doing pretty darn good.
Mm.
So I think Dawn's batteries might have been a little more than warm at the end of her charge cycles, though.
I was BMS beeping the entire 363 miles.
Have you ever figured out why you're beeping? The reason for the beeps?
I think there was a broken tab on one of the batteries, one of the master batteries, not the Master Pro batteries. So it was one of those things that would come and go. And when I think when she did some off-roading by jumping off of the street, it probably decided to be a little more persistent.
So not only did you squat on your legs, Don, you also had to deal with that BMS alarm for the whole ride?
Yeah.
That sounds like absolute torture to me.
Well, that's why I had to have my music and my helmet the whole time. But yeah, it was actually bad because my first leg I charged at home. So I actually made, with Roger's help, I made a adapter for my dryer outlet. So I found out that my dryer outlet can support 40 amps, but I needed to be able to plug in the chargers to my dryer outlet. So Roger helped me make an adapter to do that. But my washer and dryer is inside my house, and there is my ex-husband and my daughter sleeping, and I'm riding, so it's like 4:35 a.m. and the BMS beeping was through the roof, and charging with 2 Roger chargers at full blast, because I was trying to charge at 38 amps. It was so loud in this very quiet little house that I am in right now. And so I actually had to charge outside in the garage at 18 amps for a little while before the BMS beeping got a little bit slighter.
Turned off?
And then I moved in. Yeah. Well, no, it
Mm.
never turned off. But there was, I don't know, there was something wrong. At first, my first leg, the BMS beeping, I think it was both battery packs that were beeping, and it was really loud, like having both of them.
So you had
I
an
don't know.
orchestra of BMS beeping.
Yes.
I think she went
yes.
below the voltage threshold, so she got probably all the packs to beep.
Oh my
was-
goodness.
I
Oh, that's
I
another
dropped down.
detail I forgot to mention. So
Yeah.
this wheel had a custom firmware that did not have low voltage tilt back, because riding a wheel like that, if it decided to start tilting back on me, I'd be pretty screwed. So I had the low voltage tilt back removed, and I know the beeps were also removed, but that didn't matter because I didn't even have a beeper on the wheel. So
So maybe that's why Dawn cut out, because she couldn't even tell whether she was overpowering the wheel or not.
we don't care about beeps. We ride.
So
You gotta
no
power
tilt back,
through the-
no beeps.
No,
Yeah.
there was nothing extra on this wheel. It was stripped. There's no the kickstand was taken off. No headlights. No beeper. Like, this was a serious competition wheel that Roger built.
At the time, I thought Darkness Bot will tell me everything I need to know. I'm not used to EUC World, and I didn't have it really showing me much of anything. But towards the end, I decided I like EUC World, and I think maybe the what is that? The safety margin is pretty good, and I never even programmed it, so I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, the EUC World safety margins are usually pretty good, except for when I think the field weakening stuff kicks in. Then the numbers get kind of skewed a little bit.
Yes, and I didn't activate any of that. Anyway, Devo is so fast. He did the 16-hour challenge in 3 hours. Impressive. That was his comment.
Oh, Marty is here.
Yeah, Marty showed up.
Gotta scroll down here. Master beeping 4 times. Hall sensor cable. Let's see. Firmware. Hall sensor cable. You play console or VR. VR games are fun, but they're inconvenient.
This is the new Roger live stream where he just fires off diagnostics.
Yeah,
Everybody post your problems. Roger will diagnose it in 3 seconds.
See, Larry is always on it with the comments. I mean, Don went north, and at the end, things went south. That is correct. Let's see. So Devo is a VR gamer. I love listening to Dawn when she rides. She's happy. She's so bubbly, and she seems like she loves what she's doing whenever she's doing it. Is that true, Dawn?
Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it.
Let's see. My game is popular. I'm gonna scroll a little faster because people got sidetracked here. Newer wheels don't have to worry about overheating much. That is true. This wheel, I didn't even consider anything with temperature except for during charging. Let's see. Yeah, Marty tried riding the 9,600 watt-hour wheel. It's not an easy thing to get acclimated to, but I think if we told him he had to, he'd figure it out in a few minutes. But given the option, he'd rather not crash my wheel. I don't think it was as much about him worrying about himself as worrying about the wheel that I told him I did not build for crashing. But
Either that, or maybe he's been riding the Falcon too much, where he's used to the small wheel, and he can't transition that quickly to the big wheels.
Yeah, he seems
I get
like
that
he likes
sometimes.
the Falcon, but he's wobbling. Do you get wobbles on the Falcon?
I've only ridden that Falcon maybe around 35 or 40 kilometers per hour, so I'm not really pushing it too much. I mean, it's not a wheel made for that, so I don't tend to do that. But no, I haven't actually got any wobbles, and to me, I think I just shoved my feet forwards a little bit, and so the pad digging into the back of my ankle is a non-issue as well, surprisingly.
Well, you've got those svelte, sexy legs.
I don't know if sexy is the right term for them, but I mean, I will say that I did rip off the stock pads, and I did put on a set of Clark pads on them, So there's that.
That's the direction Marty said he's going already. Let's see.
The beauty is that there's Velcro pre-applied on the wheel, so at least there's not much effort needed. You don't need to put much effort to put aftermarket pads on it.
So Godmod says wind riding exposes weakness in balance. I'm guessing he's attacking the wheel, not Don. I'm not sure. But yeah, I was definitely feeling the... So if you try to ride anywhere with a big piece of cardboard or like a big empty garbage can or anything, the way the wind sort of sucks those things around makes it really hard to ride in a way that makes you feel comfortable. So just get a big old sheet of 1/4-inch plywood and try to go 30 miles an hour, and good luck to you. So I think this wheel had enough surface area on the side that that's kind of the effect that I was experiencing. Let's see what else we got. So much fun. Yes, I'm a wind rider, and so is Don. And when I first saw Don live streaming, I was thinking of, boy, this is going to be a long video.
Not only do you have Don live streaming, but you have Roger's infamous 3-hour videos.
Yeah, but I'm going to run out of battery on something before the end of it. Super Don pose is key to cutting through the wind. Oh, you know, I don't even know if she does that much anymore. But I was explained why she has that pose. Do you want to explain your pose, Don?
The pose is only so that my Garmin watch is on my right wrist, and I'm keeping track of my speed so that I don't cut out when I'm going fast. That's all I'm doing, is I'm looking at my watch face and seeing what my speed is. That's all that it is.
Wait, what's on the back of your shirt there, Roger?
So the comment up on the screen is from Eli Fresh Bones, and this is a shirt he designed. So
cool.
Is an EUC guy holding a cup of coffee, and on the front it says "Coffee Run," which is very different than Coffee Runs, which is similar to the Green Apple Quick Step. So there we go. Everybody clear?
Clear as mud.
Okay, cutouts are scary. Yes, it's something that it's like an attack from the dark. You don't know. Okay, so Marty is a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy kind of guy. Dawn's getting distracted. She's checking her YouTube messages, replying to her fans.
No, I'm looking at the comments on this live stream.
Oh, that's even better. So I did see that that Black Cobra was going live with Godmod Declan. I think that might have just finished up is how he ended up here, but I don't know when that was going to be. So, but yeah, I think I don't know the last spot I saw Declan on a live stream. It's been a little while.
I mean, if you want to see exclusive Dawn content, she now has a members area, so everyone can join that.
What's a members area? What's that mean, Don?
You can become a member on my YouTube channel and be one of my friends.
What exclusive content are you providing to your members?
I know, right? Like, no. It's I don't know. It's just another way for people to support my channel, and you guys should all have it on too, right? I know I did see a comment on this live stream, Roger, where people asking if you were going to turn on your membership. So
that's what I put there. No, just become Don's member.
It's just
I take care of my own member. Thank you very much.
But But yeah, like I'll try to. I don't know. I gotta think of what to do, and I gotta try to make member only content, and I'm gonna try to like whenever I release videos, then members will see it first before I make it public. And any comments from members, requests from members, and stuff like that, I'll try to take a little more seriously, put a little more effort into those than the average. But I don't know. I try to be nice and everything, so it's just a way. I don't know, to add a little something. I don't know.
So, and we also have to pay for Don's medical bills because somebody just reminded us that Don almost died with a giant boba plush. That was at Apple Valley. She decided to take a giant stuffed thing around the racetrack. So, I don't know. I swear I'm psychic because I was yelling at her not to do it. And then I also was telling her that you can fall off a cliff here, and then Mike is going to get hit by a truck here, and everything I say seems to come true. I should just keep my mouth shut.
That's scary, Roger. You jinx me all the time. That's what it is. It's
not
jinxing. Yeah, Roger, in one of the videos, he's all like, "Oh yeah, this looks like someone would just fall right off of it," and then like 2 seconds later, I fell right off of it.
That's how Roger goes viral, because he tells the future. And he questions the past.
But maybe I have a special microphone that just hits my phone 30 seconds before it's recording. We don't
Roger,
know.
do you want to talk about your 9,600 watt-hour wheel? I mean, has anyone ever made a 90, or is this the first worldwide? And how was that to make it and ride it?
Let's say that I've heard that Archie made one, and then I don't know. Should I say this?
Say what?
This is funny. So I kept my wheel secret, right? And at one point we were talking about batteries and all this stuff, and somebody says someone should make a 9,600 watt-hour wheel, and then Archie posted, "I made one. It was unrideable." And then after my buddy leaked information about my wheel, then Archie says, "I could ride a bigger one than that." But anyway, hey, there's Eli again. So yeah, Get That PC says your road rash looked brutal. How's your road rash going on your shoulder, Don?
I don't know. Can I show it?
Maybe it's a members only thing.
Wait. Oh no! If I go this way, hold on. Let's see.
Ooh! You got to wrap.
See that? Yeah, it's all wrapped right now.
She's doing generic Tegaderm.
Did you do any on that?
Wait, do what?
Silver cream?
No.
Oh, that stuff is so good.
It's so good. It's so effective.
This is, I promise you, this is effective enough. Yes, I do know about yes, that stuff, but yeah, it's fine.
I used that silver cream stuff when I went to AVS and had my accident.
Yeah.
I had to get James Darnell to pretend to be my father and wipe it on my ass, but it healed in like 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
It healed so fast.
Huh. That must be why I'm in good shape. James Darnell always wipes my ass too.
Yeah, I don't think he signed up for it, but he was very willing to help.
No, but yeah, James and Zach are both awesome people, and I love going to events when they're there.
You guys, we have 63 people in this live stream.
62. Somebody left.
Oh.
Let's see what we got here. We need more Dons in the world. She seems like so much fun to be around. For sure. So how do we clone people? What are you doing, Don? That's not the kind of fun he's talking about. All right.
I'm getting tired.
Can we expect eWheels to host this challenge again in the future? If so, any idea of when? Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if the community likes these type of challenges, and I'm pretty sure Jason is willing to host more of them. This was just a first, so a little bit of a test bed to see how it's received by the community.
So yeah, I think because the nature of the challenge, a lot of us wanted to keep things kind of quiet, me included, which means most of the chitter chatter about this challenge is going to start like now. So after it's over, things are announced. So things like Dawn's, I think she put out 2 videos about it, and this is my second video about it. And it's going to be talked about. People be interested in all kinds of stuff.
Well, the next thing is then, I guess, what type of challenge should we do next?
Well, I think a sequel of the 16-hour challenge featuring RogerEUC with 2 good legs, that's going to be something.
You mean not 3 good legs?
We don't need to talk about the 3rd good leg. That's when I start my membership page.
So yeah, like Roger, if he, with his 9600 watt hour wheel, and if he was at full health, absolutely would have broken the 400, because I think all of us have tried it. Now I will say this, there are a lot of people out there that's just like, oh yeah, I could do 400 miles easy, but until you actually do it and see all of the variables that you can't control, the stoplights and the pedestrians and the route and the wind, and it's like so much can happen in 16 hours. So there's a lot of talkers out there, but though I think of all of us contestants that actually try to do this in real life, we found out really quick how difficult it was. And I think we were all trying to shoot for 400 and up and beyond. But honestly, I think Roger, if he was at full health with that 9600 watt hour wheel, that would be the winning combination. He totally would have had that. But
I think I could have gotten 450. I think.
Yeah.
Would it have been exponentially harder if it was 24-hour challenge instead of 16?
16 didn't feel bad. I actually, right?
Yeah, 16 felt like nothing. I think if you really want to push people's endurance, then 24 hours. And I think Archie even said that he would be more interested in a 24-hour or longer challenge.
I don't know if longer. I feel like if you go any longer than that, then you're getting into sleep deprivation, and that is a whole different challenge in and of itself.
Well, that's people's problems, who can sleep and who doesn't have to sleep,
I'm talking up on the news where it's like, eWheels put out this challenge and 3 people died on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Okay. But everybody can go 24 hours without sleep. That is not a big deal.
Yeah, I think 24 hours is doable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say 16 was pretty easy.
Or maybe we do a challenge where it's like your distance divided by your kilowatt hours. So therefore, even people are smarter.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, that's it's complicated. I think there'd have to be different classes if we're going to be breaking it down at all, because you would need to reward the idiots that try to ride a 12,000 watt hour wheel, and then reward the people that are amazing at, like Dawn on her EX30 stock.
Don't call people idiots.
I'm putting myself in that group. It's like a fat guy calling a guy fat. It's fine. You're allowed.
So like, we could do like the mini. What about the mini wheels?
You like a mini wheel range challenge? I think Marty would win that. No.
Yeah, like the M10 3s and M10 4s and the minis and all that.
Falcon 16-hour challenge.
We've got a buddy down here named Chris. He's a pretty light dude and probably could thrash that challenge. I think that's going to all be about weight. And then he's also an engineer, and he'd probably build an entire velo kind of enclosure, like a teardrop shape thing that he'd get on the wheel with, because that's what I would do.
I mean, Roger's asking for a 24-hour stock wheel challenge.
I I don't know. We could just keep it the way it was so that we could compare the results from this challenge to the next challenge. Because having that 400 number seem like a wall, then that goes away if we put it to 24 hours. So I think 16 hours, you guys have set the bar, and now we need to show the bar who's boss.
Perfect. We have to perfect the procedure, right? Because okay, here's the thing. It's
I
like
mean, you guys all did on
it's
50E cells though too, right? So like with the new
yeah.
popularity of new wheels with 50S cells, you could probably even push that way farther.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that the whole time. I thought, I'm going to get beat by somebody on a stock Master Pro with 50S cells.
I'm surprised there were no Master Pro V3 50S contenders. I thought that would have been really, really interesting to see, because they could, I mean, with modifications, of course, easily charge that wheel without as much heat issues up to what, 40 amps? Can push it even a little bit further than that.
Yeah, I think further than that. But yeah, that was something I was expecting to take me out, because all of those wheels were recently delivered and people get excited about their new wheels and they want to show what they could do on their new wheel. And what better way than on a worldwide challenge with an actual prize?
Well,
Yeah,
I think that there wasn't a lot of publicity on this too, you know, so I don't think a lot of people knew about it. We need to get more publicity and get this more like, you know, accepted and out there. And since this was the first one, I think a lot of people it was daunting to a lot of people. And then a lot of people also were worried, like Marty said, that this was more about, oh, someone that has a modified wheel and not just, you know, so maybe if we had different categories for different size wheels so that everyone can participate and you know get a shot in it, and it's not just the few that can have these insanely crazy like modified wheels and stuff.
or maybe it's a challenge of who can get to the highest elevation.
That would be fun. I just clicked on this comment. Hi, it's Cameron. Would you people please make your names show who you are? Cameron is one of the coolest guys I know. He's just such a fun guy to have around, and I have no idea who CB is. So now I know it's Cameron. That's Cameron, I think, from Wisconsin. So yeah, if that's you, then I love you, guy. You're awesome. And yeah, next time you're anywhere near me, make sure you get to ride with me, because I'll do the same if I'm in your neighborhood.
Oh, speaking of riding together, what about your tour?
Oh yeah, we've got the SoCal EUC tour that has been stolen from Marty Backey, which is now the eWheels Southern California Adventure Tour, hosted by RogerEUC, and getting an assist from Aaron Doria and Brian Dillard, and hopefully Ron Lyon, who just had some back surgery, but he should be good by then. Don Champion, Marty Backey. We've got, oh God, who am I missing? Anyway, there's a whole bunch of people that are hosting things that are kind of like considered their rides. And it's going to be mostly the same sort of rides, or exactly the same rides that Marty has hosted down here in the past. And I'm adding some extra stuff, like the Long Beach Night Rider Night Ride, which would be hosted by Dan Grammer and EUC Underground, which I don't know if I'm allowed to say in the same sentence as eWheels, but they're good folks. We're all friends here, so it's nice.
So when is it?
And yeah, it is October 20th to 28th. And it's going to be in the kind of like southeast of Los Angeles for the most part. Some of the rides are going to be all the way down to Anaheim. We've got Long Beach. We've got Glendora, which is the GMR rides. So the difference this year for the Mount Baldy ride is we're going to do Mount Baldy, and then we're also going to do the dam. What's the name of that dam, Don? What's that dam?
Cogswell.
Cogswell Dam, which is one of the more beautiful areas you can hit in Southern California. You feel like you're going through an enchanted forest, right up until the people kick you out at the end of the dam. Or you could be super lucky, like Jennifer Crusher, and break your leg at the end.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was doing a little twirl on an extreme, and sort of like got 1 foot off of it, and the wheel kept twisting with her foot on it.
Ouch.
Yeah, and we were all like, "You're fine, you're fine." Yeah, it wasn't.
So where can some people find out more information about this SoCal tour?
So in the description of this video is a link to the SoCal EUC Tour Telegram group. And that's going to be where we will both organize the rides, talk about start and finish points, talk about lodging options, and just general chit-chat stuff. But that's all going to be through Telegram. And if you don't have Telegram, email me and I'll hook you up with information. My email is, I'll throw it in. It's not in the description of this video yet, but I'll put it in there after.
Hey, is it free to join, or do you got to pay an attendance fee?
Free to join, no attendance fee. You do have the option to buy T-shirts, to buy. I'm going to do raffle tickets, but I haven't started organizing what the prizes and things are yet. So if anybody from Begode is listening, I do plan on reaching out to you guys for a prize or two, whatever you're willing to offer to make this go on, and it'll be part of all of my paraphernalia regarding the tour, because Begode has been very, very helpful for all of the events that I've hosted in the past. I did one in my parking lot here at my office, and they gave us 2 wheels to give away as prizes. I thought it was going to be a little event, but I had hundreds of people here in my parking lot for the very first M10 games, which has taken off and become kind of a worldwide phenomenon.
For a company that supports such grassroots efforts, they take a lot of hate and flack on the community.
I don't know. Do they really, though? Because there are a very few amount of haters. They're just more vocal. So
that's fair.
When the vocal people complain about stuff, you don't have to listen. So I don't know. I tend to form my own opinion about things, and now we see wheels that have smart BMSs, and I haven't had any issues with anything.
Oh no, we lost Dawn. Oh, she said I'll be back in the comments.
Oh, I got to scroll way down there.
Yeah, you're really far off the comments.
Yeah, I can see the little dot thing. Okay, so I'll stop clicking on things. Hot that like button. I think that means hit that like button. When the hyper milling contest, talking wheels, What's up, Roger? You see Lifer, how's it going? 24-hour stock wheel challenge. But then we have to figure out what is a fair stock wheel. So if eWheels comes out with that 4,400 watt-hour wheel, is that going to be
Pro Plus?
Yeah, is that going to be fair? Because that'll outclass all the Master Pros.
I mean, it is stock, but I mean, I guess when you say stock, I guess it would include stock charging too, no charging modifications.
But then if that wheel comes out with 20 amp charging as stock, and a stock Master Pro can only charge at 12 amps.
Yeah, then it's going to be outclassed.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah.
How about jousting, but instead of doing it on horse, we're doing it using high. We've been there, done that. 24-hour M10 Mini. Oh my God.
I remember I saw that fight with you and Law in that barbecue on the M10 Minis, was it?
Good time. Oh no, we did a few. We were doing all kinds of crazy things at that barbecue. That was a fun time. Let's see, Gumball Rally, 24-hour.
I think Gumball Rally would be kind of cool. Pick a couple states, little parties at hotels, and go from one to the next.
Well, I mean, that's what like Jesse and the Pevra group is doing to get to Vegas from San Francisco for West Wheel what is it? West Wheel 7? What are they doing? What number are they up to? West Wheel. We'll just say that.
So they're doing
Don
like a
will
gumball
ride
where a bunch of them are group riding down there?
Yeah, they're doing a group ride from San Fran to Vegas.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they know what they're doing. It looks like caught up with Cameron's kissy face. Change your name, Cameron, so we know who you are. Ron Lyon is a great guy. Hung out with him. I think most of us have, and we all agree he's a great guy and an excellent seated rider with some smooth skills. Let's see, we did Mount Wally and Cogswell last year, Roger. This is going to be the first time that we do Mount Baldy and Cogswell Dam in the same ride on the tour. It's going to be amazing. Marty mistyped something there. Let's click on something else. Okay, there we go. Turning Republican, dying here. Don will be back. I'm catching up. I'm doing good. I got to get to the end of these comments. Oh, Marty's going to be down there. Oh, I got to add her to stage.
Oh,
okay, Don,
there you
you're
go.
back.
Welcome back.
Wait, my thing
What
is not
happened?
working.
What's not working? We hear you fine.
Yeah.
My sound, my AirPods.
Oh. You got to do that same thing as before, where you click on settings and then you choose the output audio device.
No, I didn't do that last time. Okay. Nope, that's not okay.
And there she goes.
Okay, so how many chargers, amps was I pushing for the run? So there's a late addition to our live chat, but I was charging at 50 amps on 3 chargers, 2 big chargers, and 1 little baby charger. So that's the V4SC, V4SC, and an SC. But there's actually 3 different SKUs that I was charging on. So I was charging on a 100, 126, 134 volt V4SC, 126, 134, and 168 volt V4SC, and then the same voltage on the SC.
Is there a reason why you ran 3 charges instead of just 2?
Well, I could have done 25 amps and 25 amps, but I figured I've got them lying around, and I had the setup with the XT90 going into the wheel, and on testing, the 12 gauge wires were getting warm. So I figured, plug that in there, call it a day.
So I guess those chargers that you used for the challenge are now QC tested, right? So you're going to send those out to customers?
I don't see why not. They've been treated very gently, but you can see they've got the bumpers. I've got orange, red, and red. The orange one is the 100, 126, and 134 volt one. But
are the 3D printed bumpers a new addition to your chargers? Like, is it a option that people could purchase?
I just, if you want the file, print them yourself. If you want the bumpers, I'll print them for you and charge you. But anyway, it's easier to just have one of your friends print them, I guess. Although if you buy them, they do ship in the package, and it is that much safer on shipping. No Roger did Mount Baldy and Cog. It sounds like Marty's been drinking. Anyway, Marty, enjoy. Yeah, it's what is it, Wednesday night? I don't know if you really. Oh wait, I got to check if Don's back. Don's back. There we go. Did you fix your audio, Don?
No, I don't have. I shouldn't even wear these anymore, I guess.
Okay, now say something. Let's make sure the audio is not coming from those.
Say something.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us through your phone?
I can hear you through my phone, but it's far away. How's my audio?
You sound fine.
Okay, maybe if I put my AirPods back in the case, and then I put them back on.
Okay, that does prove that we were getting audio through the phone the whole time.
No, you were in my you guys were in my ears.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
You're back in my ears now.
Yeah, except for I think we hear you more loud and clear than we did before.
Oh yeah,
I don't
because
know.
my AirPods are working now, right?
Okay, it looks like Cameron is being a wise ass, but that's why I love him. Just such a
What?
fun guy to ride with. He was having a lot of fun with us in Mount Wilson, and like good luck or bad luck, it doesn't matter. He's just a fun guy to have around. So anyway, I keep talking good about him. He's just one of my favorite people, which is weird because I've only like hung out with him for a few hours.
I think we're at the bottom of the comments now.
Yes, we've done it. Okay, let's see here.
So let me ask you, Roger, with the 9600 watt hour Master Pro Plus that you made, does the battery Master Pro GT Pro Plus does the rear battery act as a kickstand?
You can use the front or the back as a kickstand. It worked both directions, and that's both on the 9600 watt hour and the 7200 watt hour version.
So really, we don't need kickstands. We just need more batteries.
Well, more batteries or kickstands, yes.
So when you guys did the challenge, going back to it, did you guys find that it was a physical or mental challenge more?
You know, my answer is going to be physical because I was not having a good time physically.
Well, that's only because you were injured.
I know.
Yeah, but that's only because of the injury. Usually Roger is extremely strong and physical is not an issue for him. For me, surprisingly, physical wasn't an issue for me, even though I was riding a wheel that was way heavier than I've ever ridden before. My knees were hurting at the beginning, but then they stopped hurting like midway through, like they gave up hurting or stuff. And then my thighs were burning and stuff, but they gave up as well. And I mean, give up hurting and bothering me. Like they were just like, okay, she's not even gonna listen to our complaints, so let's just suck it up and get through this the best we can. But yeah, after each time, my first attempt when I did 252 miles, I felt like I could do another 50 miles. And then my second attempt, I did well over 100 miles past that at 363 miles. And I wasn't that tired. Like I could keep going. If it had been a 24-hour challenge, like I would have been fine to keep on going. In fact, I was looking at the time and going, "Oh God, I'm out of time, but I still have gas left. I still could do more and stuff." But for me personally, because I squirrel so much and I'm so ADD and I get bored so easily, then for me it was a mental thing. And not it was just, just getting, but that's a problem that goes throughout my entire life. It's just like, I need to constantly be stimulated and stuff. The boredom is my biggest weakness. And going back and forth on the river trail, it had its challenges, but it's almost like I need to have challenges to keep me engaged and keep me going. And as long as I have challenges, I will have just about unlimited physical capability to meet them. Oh, and mental I live off of challenges and I die from boredom.
Thank you to Ditto Head for providing a donation to Roger and Dawn.
Oh my gosh! Ditto Head gave $50.
Yes, and every donation that goes in here, every super chat, I will be splitting 50-50 with Dawn, as was previously agreed upon.
What? That was not previously agreed upon, but that's awesome! Oh my gosh, that's the biggest super chat I've ever seen. Thank you, Dittohead, which is actually Alan. Alan, who fell in the canal, if you saw that video, into the water.
Yeah. So when I met Alan over here in Anaheim, he did send me that video, and I said I was going to post it and ask people, because he came up with Canalin for his nickname. And I said, I'm going to post it and see how long it takes for somebody else to come up with that. And about 4 hours later, somebody came up with Canalin. And there's a whole bunch of good nicknames that he has on there to draw from, which is kind of funny. Scuba
Did the
Alan.
wheel survive in the canal?
He didn't. Only he went in the water. The wheel was up on the side of the canal.
Oh,
But it was
He
pretty
crashed
funny.
and fell, and then he like tumbled into the water. It was
And
hilarious.
the audio in that was so good. It was just like so much splish splashy. It was funny. Anyway.
But yeah, Alan is awesome. He's a newer writer. He's in my area, the Inland Empire, and he is up and coming. He's all heart. He's really hardworking, and he's really driven. He plays hockey,
on 5
ice
teams.
hockey.
wow.
Yeah, he's on like 5 teams, and he's like he works a full-time job and does the hockey, and now he's gotten into EUCs. And so yeah, we are happy to welcome him to the EUC community and help him get going as far as he wants to go.
Careful,
Have you
Alan.
done Mount
EUCs
Baldy
are
with
very
him yet?
addictive.
I think he's okay with that. But yeah, have we done Mount Baldy with him yet?
No.
Okay, we've gotta. It's like a rite of passage.
Wait, I thought Mount Wilson was the rite of passage. That's what Marty told me. Marty told me that I could not be considered a real rider until I did Mount Wilson.
I can't even keep track of all these mountains you guys have nearby that you guys ride.
But yeah, Mount Wilson's a fun one. I like doing that one on the tour because there's like the trail and everybody's trying to find their best part of the trail. And then there's like, I don't know, me, Don, Tarzan, Matt Burt, whatever other off-road riders are around. We just go through like the chunky part that doesn't look like a trail. That's just a bunch of big old rocks and boulders. And we just go through it and pass everybody. And you can like hear and see people get scared as we pass them. I love it.
Isn't Tarzan like NY Tarzan, like New York Tarzan?
Yeah, he came
comes
out for
down.
the
He's got-
tour.
Oh,
he
I
has
see. I
family
see.
down here also.
Small world, I guess.
Yeah, so many New York guys have come out here, and for AVS, then we had a lot of the racers and the New Yorkers, the East Coast guys and girls, Amber as well, came out here and stuff, and we did rides and stuff like that. So like we've all gone back and forth, and I mean it's like nationwide. And then the last Marty tour, there were people from Poland, the Grizzly guys, and I don't remember who else, but yeah, internationally people are coming down for the tours and for the AVS events and stuff like that. And we are like all big old international EUC family. And I know that I would love to go try New York sometime. And I tried Florida with Duff and the Miami guys, Ryan and Wayne. And I know there's a lot of people in New York that I think would be nice to meet and stuff like that if they would have me. And and then of course I think Liam with EUC Underground, and maybe Marty's going to Poland to visit with the Grizzly folk, and I don't know who else. And I don't know, it's just so exciting, like, international family.
So when are you going to start your North America tour, driving your RV around all the states?
I know, right? No, that's not happening, but that would be so cool.
It'd be so cool.
Yes, it would be, but I don't have the funds to do that.
Oh.
So yeah, she needs more super chats on her channel and more channel members. Yeah.
Oh
Okay, so let's see.
Josh is here. Josh is loving on you, Roger.
Okay. But first, I clicked on this because this is, I believe, one of your channel members asking a question. So we should give it some credence here. So I cannot put a knee down in a corner. I have passed many riders that are, rubbing their hands on the ground with the pucks and whatever. They do that, it's not faster. So what are your thoughts on that?
Is that scientifically proven?
It's friction.
No, it's not friction. Well, there's different ways we can talk about it. So if they are using that as a way to turn the wheel into the corner, that's an excuse for doing it, but that would probably mean that their tire configuration is wrong. So the people that are doing that are that guy in Spain that runs a knobby tire. And if you ever have ridden a knobby tire on a racetrack, you will see that that thing is leaned over as far as you can lean it over, and you're scraping every single turn. And if you wanted to get around the corners any faster, you need something supplemental to twist the unicycle to get it to go a different direction. That's why they would put that friction out into the center of a turn.
But didn't Psychotherapy put the street tire already on it, the TNT tubeless that Leaperkin made?
Is he still doing the hand sliding thing?
I think he is, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not really aware. I'm just saying from the things that make sense in my mind is I can get around a corner fast enough that traction becomes an issue. So if traction is becoming an issue when your wheel is at, let's say, a 40-degree angle and you're not scraping a pedal, that's about the most contact area you're going to have on that tire. The further it gets leaned over, the more on the edge of the tire you're going to be, and also the more of the tire is sort of twisting on the ground, which means the difference between static and kinetic friction is notable, and you only want static friction on the ground. You don't want anything to be kinetic. Uh-oh. Is she reading Morgan's contacts or
what?
Look, we got another super chat.
Oh God.
EUC with Lucifer.
Yes.
Super. He didn't.
Oh, Duff has joined the chat.
Hey,
Who?
Duff.
Duff.
Oh, Duff. Duff.
So we got Super Sticker from EUC with Lucifer, who has been in every single one of Duff's live streams that I've ever seen, I think. EUC with Lucifer, thank you, sir. And howdy, Duff.
Thank you, EUC Lucifer.
And Duff, don't send me a super chat. You could just up your membership to Don's thing, whatever that is.
He's already a member.
I know, but is he one of the premier members that gets to see your OnlyFans content?
Wow. There's only one member. There is no oh yeah, you guys, if you turn on members, you can set membership to $500. Can you imagine?
Okay, so I agree with this Russell guy, Russell Zounder. So I will move on from there. Now we're done talking about leaning stuff over. Devo says, "How you doing, brother?" That's very WWF sounding, not WWE.
The next comment by Choa Lee, it's very easy to just, hit up Roger on Telegram and get one of the infamous Roger chargers.
Some Maria's.
Roger Charger is a must-have for any serious EUCers, and nobody should be getting a fake one. It's a pa. Yeah, get the real thing. Get the Roger Charger.
The internals on the 4850s are exactly the same as mine. So if you get the Hao Ning Ning 4850, don't feel bad. It's going to be quite reliable for you, because I didn't.
But you aren't supporting the North American riders.
That's true, and it's also cheaper if you get it from me, and it'll show up in 3 or 4 days instead of 3 or 4 weeks from China. I actually, let's see, Duff, you haven't cracked open a cold one yet? I was drinking before the live stream. I needed to make the live stream better. Did it work? I think Don might have been drinking before the live stream too.
Well, I had one.
Oh, I have a little bit left. I thought I finished it all.
Yeah. See, I feel bad getting up and going and making myself a drink. So we'll just keep this going. How are we going to know when it's time to end the live stream?
End it now.
Now?
There's only one level so far. Don, you didn't make it so that you could take more than the $6.50 thing.
No, I'm not going to be showing my whatevers. I'm not doing an OnlyFan. Wait, is it
what about Only Feet?
Only feet? Yeah. Look, this is all anybody will ever see of my feet. There.
Fancy socks.
I see the super stickers coming in already.
Okay, Roger had his hands in most of our wheels around here. Yeah, that might be true. I do try to help anybody that has any issues. Okay, so Duff was drinking, and he's a moderator on my channel. I think I might have done that at some point, but who knows? Just trying to be patient, bide my time until the time comes for technical collabs.
Oh, I have a question for Albert.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys, how did you guys even come up with this challenge? And when you guys came up with this challenge, what did you guys think would be the winner? Like how many miles hit and all that?
You know, honestly, I felt like it could have been a little bit higher. Theoretically, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, theory and reality is very different, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I think the 400 to 500 mile mark was what was kind of estimated for this challenge. And initially, I was trying to push for a 24-hour challenge, but we were really worried about sleep deprivation and people falling asleep while riding.
I did.
So, I mean, I will say when I rode to Victoria for a day, I fell asleep while riding once too, and it's not the greatest thing to do. And we didn't want to be the motivator of such practice, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
But no, me and Jason were just having a chat, and I was like, it'd be kind of cool to do X, Y, Z. And then we kind of just kept shooting the shit. And then we got to this challenge. And then I think at a good point, I think Roger joined the chat for like 5 minutes. And then we turned into reality.
Yeah. So I'm going to click away from this comment then.
What comment?
There was that comment.
Do I still work for eWheels? I do not work for eWheels.
What's going on with eWheels?
What about Anonymous Stingrider? He says that what if you had a 2-pound weight in your hand? Could you use that to increase your speed by holding it out?
Yeah, so I do ride with people that do carry. So like Richard Salcedo, he carries a water bottle with him, and he uses it to help stabilize himself. And if you're on a racetrack and you are turning left, you would shift that to your left hand, and that would be out that way, because what you want to do is shift the center of gravity further from where the contact point of the tire is so that the wheel could be further upright. You don't want the wheel leaned over super far. You want the pedal to not be hitting the ground, and you want as much sort of contact on the tire closest to the center of the tire, so that as it's traveling forward, as much of the tire is not sort of rubbing off. So when I started, I was on a knobby tire, and those outside knobs, they weren't just wearing out, but they were kind of getting twisted off. So instead of wearing like a bowl, they would come out, and then where those outside knobs were, it would be inside again, and then it would come out again. It was really strange.
That is quite strange. But then would it help for turning? If you got like wrist guards that were weighted and you kind of just threw your arms to the sides?
So the problem is there are a couple things that pull you around a corner, and one of them is actually a mathematical thing. The diameter of the center of the tire is larger than the diameter to the outside of the tire. So when the wheel leans over, the difference in diameter is actually making the inside of the tire pull and the outside push, and that's what's causing the wheel to pivot. So the knobbies don't do that. Oh my God! Let's see. I got something.
Another super chat.
What happened? What happened? Ooh!
You got a new member.
Skipster!
Why do people in Australia love us so much?
Australians love us! Oh my gosh. Like, I think if I moved to Australia, I would have a lot of friends.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's one of the things they say in Australia. Yeah, no, yeah.
Thank you, Skimster. So, EUC with Lucifer, and Ditto Head, Alan, and Skimster. Thank you all.
I mean, Ditto had a comment about V14 and EX30.
Good wheels for street. I'm going to guess he means street and off-road. So he has a V14, and I thought he had a Lynx. Don, what does he have?
Who?
Alan. Wait, isn't Alan Ditto Head?
Yes, Alan ordered an EX30, and I'm not sure when he was going to get that. And then he has oh God, I don't remember. I don't remember wheels.
He has a
Alan
Lynx and a V14.
No, not a Lynx. It's a smaller wheel than that. It's the one that he rode when we did the Fullerton Loop.
Then I think it's just a V14.
V14.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Dumped it $5.
Yeah, I think the EX30 is still one of the best street wheels, I think, right?
Yeah,
V14?
actually, there's a local rider out here, Mario, who can race an EX30 on the smallest of tracks, and he has taken me out on my master.
Wow.
So,
was that at the Electrify Expo?
No, at the Electrify Expo, everybody beat me because I was going very slowly. But there was a guy on a Commander Pro that actually did pass.
Is that Darius?
Yes, Darius Arias. So yeah, very, very talented guy, and one of the weirdest situations ever where he was lifting his wheel onto the podium and he hurt his shoulder, but chose not to tell anyone.
Oh, wow.
And then he rode the wheel off of the podium because he knew he couldn't lift it back down with his injured shoulder. And then he went straight over to get things taken care of with the medical personnel on the racetrack area.
So I just gotta say that I watched a video because I wasn't there at Electrify, but I saw the video that Roger, you posted about the podium, and then Brian getting first place at the podium, and he lifts his wheel onto the podium, and then he hoists his wheel onto his shoulder, and he's holding it with one arm like a man. And I was like, he was doing this like all like, so casual, and then other people tried to copy that, and they didn't do so well and popped out their shoulder, and that was very sad.
Oh, but yeah, it was, I think, the e-skate guys that were trying first to hold like their board up, and yeah, there was a lot of people that looked like they were going to kill the person on the podium next to them trying to do that. But Brian did it multiple times and did make it look easy every time.
I know. Brian's a man. Hey, Brian.
Okay, I don't know what this is.
We got another one. We got another one. Wait, I can't even read this currency. But AKA a Viking sent something. What did he send?
Is that like an Icelandic kroner?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So we'd have to
How
ask.
many dollars is that?
Google. Hey Siri, convert 9,600 Icelandic. Oh, my phone's not.
I think it's like $100 Canadian, so maybe like $70 US, maybe.
What?
Whoa!
No! Oh my gosh! Seriously, Albert,
Cents.
are you on the computer? Can you really fact check this?
Let's see, 69.97 US dollars.
Oh my
Dang.
gosh! Thank you, a Viking. Oh my gosh!
For sure. So yeah, this will go towards labor costs on reassembling the wheel as well.
Oh.
Yep, Duff looked it up. Duff says Albert is right. Let's see. We like you here in Australia for one reason, being as there's no good content being made here. That's not true.
Isn't there that eRiders Australia channel?
Yeah, they did
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somebody's feelings are gonna get hurt by that.
they do like this podcast thing, and they do it. I don't know if I could use the word regularly, but oh my god.
Oh my gosh! Alan did another $50. Oh my god!
Okay, and I just want to check: is anybody impressed that I knew what an Icelandic kroner was?
I was impressed. I had no idea, but Alan says we can't be beat by Iceland. Oh my gosh! It's getting hot in here, you guys. Oh, thank you guys so much. Oh my goodness.
Hey Roger, I actually have a question for you. What is
Yes.
better, a Commander Pro 50S or an EX30?
If I was to take one or the other, it would depend on am I allowed to modify it afterwards. So no modifications, zero hesitation. I would get the Commander Pro 50S.
Why?
It feels
Wait,
really good.
Master Pro, right?
No, Commander
Oh, wait.
Pro. Commander Pro
Oh,
50S.
Commander Pro. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So Commander Pro 50S feels ergonomically so nice. The space for the pads and everything on the side, just out of the box, it is an absolute wonderful wheel. And I've also seen them survive some pretty good crashes. As long as you keep that silly handle on top taped down, it does pretty good.
Mm.
EX30,
But with mods.
With mods, you need to get yourself a good fairing kit for the EX30. You need to upgrade the suspension, preferably linkage, and I don't know. I'm digging the modifications that let you use that same shock that goes in the S22.
You mean like shout out to Vince Ramirez for his amazing looking EX30?
Vince Ramirez does good stuff. Yeah. I got more, I see it. But yeah, Vince Ramirez, his extreme linkages are second to none, with the ball bearings in there, and how if you actually hold one in your hand and you try to torque it around, it's so solid. Yeah, that guy knows what he's doing. So, okay, now I'm going to click on this. So we got Planet Iceland with, I'm still going to call it as the single largest, what are those called? Super chats so far today. And we've got George from Palm Beach, who he does too much for everybody already. I don't know if you guys know George too much, but I'm just starting to get to know him, and yeah, he's too nice a guy. Do you agree with that, Don? I think you met him in person.
We love George. Although I thought George hated me at first because I thought I offended him, but because I'm very offensive. And then, but it turns out that we're good. Yeah, so we love George. But
Right.
Roger, I called this. I called it that somebody would want to buy your special 9600 watt hour wheel because it is so special, it is unique, it is one of a kind, and it's proven. It is proven on 363 miles, right? And look, Volt Adventure has been asking not just once but twice about
Multiple
buying your
times.
wheel. Yes, he wants your wheel. I called it. I knew there would be someone interested in buying your special wheel.
But yeah, I can definitely build more. Well, yeah, the plans are actually if you want to do one yourself, here let's show you how to do it. Let's see. We've got the so maybe I'll use a little thicker aluminum, but I took these aluminum things here, and it got attached to 2 points on the battery, and it extended out, and the other batteries attached after that. So I had, ideally, you're going to want to use Master Pro batteries, so it'll be more rigid. And if I was going to be doing this from scratch, I would do 1 Master Pro, 2 Master Pro batteries, and I would use the L channel. This is like it's called a Schluter. So it's just a strip of aluminum that's like a finishing piece on cabinets and walls and whatever, because I'm a contractor and we have this stuff lying around. So this actually used to be an L channel type Schluter that would be used for finishing a corner. But I would probably leave it as an L for strength. I discovered that things aren't that strong once it hits the ground. So, but then I would have the battery packs set up with a piece of Kydex or something that would cover the entire thing with Velcro on the fronts and the sides, and this part would also be continued from the bottom. Anyway, it's not complicated. And then the cables that I made to connect all the battery packs together were pretty darn simple also. I did have a second voltage distribution board. Oh yeah, there it is. So that's the one that was in it. And the other voltage distribution board is probably in this bag. But what I did was I removed the upper layer of it because I didn't need it. So I got it nice and flat and connected the auxiliary batteries to that. And then I had an output because my batteries were actually V1 master batteries. So they were all like 33 volts a piece. So they were all in series connected through that one voltage distribution board that had an output of 134.4 that got connected to this thing by a little splitter. So anyway, not a lot to it. So Albert's like probably watching this being like, why would he do it that way? It doesn't seem like it would be better to do this. And it's like, but this was not a complicated build. It was supposed to go together and then get taken apart right after. And this wheel was going to just be restored back to its stock state with the Clark pad fairings and all that stuff, which are still in the office. But I had to do a little desoldering to quiet these batteries down. I believe more than half of them had a bad day and they were beeping at us. So, and Dawn did such a great job. She even managed to like rip the battery pack
Holy smokes.
One of the metal battery boxes, and the batteries came right out, which is extra amazing because of how hard they were to shove into that box in the first place.
Must have been some adrenaline you're on, Don.
Yeah, what's that about, Don?
I didn't do anything. It was the wind. Like, I mean, usually you guys know I'm going fast. And if I'm going fast, I expect trouble. I mean, what kind of trouble could I get into at 30 miles an hour? Just like, well, but yeah, of course, I would be able to find the one way to cut out at 30 miles an hour. It's like, geez. But I'm sorry. Sorry.
Fun fact,
big...
Roger.
Well, big thanks to eWheels and Jason for saving me on that and covering the costs. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So I just want to make sure it's okay. I want to get an EX30 mainboard tray and a couple other EX30 parts to replace the ones here that were destroyed, because the Master Pro mainboard tray that's here is like a V1, and it's kind of it's a little chintzy. I think we want something a little beefier. So anyway, we'll talk about that off the air.
Sounds good. Now I was gonna say, fun fact: after we did our Whistler ride last year, I decommissioned my EX30 Pro.
Wait, what's an EX30 Pro?
It was my Master Pro converted to an EX30, a 4,800 watt-hour EX30.
Why'd you
why? That seemed
decommission?
like a great wheel.
Yeah.
I was lazy to fix the flat tire.
Oh my god!
Bird! No, that seems like the ideal wheel. If it just has a flat tire, what?
Okay.
It sat in the corner after I got back from Whistler, and then I had to move, so I decommissioned it.
So one other funny thing was when I went to Canada, I talked to Lucas and Bradley about doing the off-road trails and everything, and I was given a Master Pro. So I think Albert ended up upset with me at the condition that I returned this Master Pro. But they made a good video.
Well, it wasn't my wheel, so I was not upset for sure.
But yeah, I took that off of my favorite part of the whole story is there's this big boulder that had the gigantic drop off the other end. And
it's called
all the
Big
guys
Smooth.
Yeah, they're telling me, are you going to do the drop? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And they're like, okay, it's over there. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. And they're like, wait, aren't you going to go look at it first? I'm like, no, I'll just do it. So I hadn't looked at it. I don't even know how big it is. And I assumed all the guys around me had already done it. So but it turns out I was the first person to ever go down that on an EUC. And I started something. Everybody within months was going off of that thing on their wheels.
They have all done it now.
Yep.
Someone just had to break the ice and show what was possible.
Yeah, well, I first landed on my ass, having not seen what was there, and then once I knew what was there, I was able to do it no problem. But yeah, that was a lot of fun finding out after I finally successfully did it that I was the first person to have ever done it.
To have attempted it. Because no one else had even attempted it, because that's how crazy that looked.
Let's see what's going on here. What is the meaning of this message here? So Dawn has offended Josh Morgan many times and she never apologizes.
Josh Morgan, I apologize for all the times that I've offended you.
Yeah, you little snowflake. All right, let's see here. We got, I don't think Duff would really want to try to ride that wheel. I don't know. Oh yeah, so if I rebuild it, you can certainly try it. I'm not going to stop anybody from trying it. Let's see, only going to cost of veteran links, maybe 2 or 3 of them. I don't know what that is. Wait, am I far away from the end? No. How much is 4 extra Master Pro packs?
You're pretty close.
To find it. So I got myself, this Master Pro was actually one local rider down here who, it started with the BMS beeps, and he called me up and said, I want this thing out of my house. And I'm like, okay, I'll fix it for you. And he dropped it off and he said, you could have it. And I'm like, no, I don't want it for free. I'll fix it for you and then you can sell it. And he's like, just keep it. Anyway, I gave him $1,000. So So that's how much I got my Master Pro for. I don't know how long ago, but it was a while ago.
That is a
All right,
sick deal.
But fun fact, that was actually my original Master Pro. I had pre-ordered a Master Pro when they first came out. That was my Master Pro. And when I got it, I kept dropping it. It was too heavy for me. It was too much of a beast. I was like, you know what? I'm going to sell it before I keep dropping it and damaging it. So I had it for like 5 minutes, and then I sold it to Zwick, and then Zwick then sold it to Roger, and then Roger modified it, and then it came back to me as a 7,200 watt hour. And then now, of course, it's Roger's wheel, but I'm just saying, it's just funny how it came back around.
Yeah, Don wanted to make sure that it ended back with her.
No, well, no.
Let's see. But yeah, George, it definitely was like riding a sail. It was not super easy when crosswinds were coming. But if you had a headwind, it was fine. If you had a tailwind, it was fine. Yeah, so I remember Josh Morgan did fry his Master Pro on trail. So if you're riding a wheel that's not super modern, like a Master Pro, whatever, if you go really slow up something and you can hear that motor going, you are putting a lot of current through those FETs and they are heating up fast. And then you do what's called pulling a Josh Morgan.
But I mean, I hear my motor grunt all the time when I'm riding.
Yeah, but if you do it slow, then it's staying on one of those FET groups only. And it knows which FET group because the Hall sensors. I'll try it, probably fail multiple times. What is he going to fail at multiple times?
Maybe riding your wheel?
Yeah, I actually think he'd be one of the people that you give it to him for 10 minutes, he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Just because he's a tough kind of guy.
He's tough, but he is talented. He's a deadly combination. Alan, Ditto Head, we're talking about you right now. The combination of having actual natural talent and then having the mental perseverance to push through it all, for a higher good, a higher goal. So yeah, he is definitely going to be one of the people up there.
Okay. Well, I think we are getting to the end of the chats, and we're also closing in on the 2-hour mark. It seems like this was fun and successful, and wouldn't be opposed to doing it again in the future. And I mean the live chat. The 16-hour thing, sure, I'd do that. That was a fun day. Just needed a left leg amputation before I gave it a go. Let's see. Will an EX30 motor and rim fit the Extreme Mini? What is an
Extreme Mini?
Huh.
I think someone just released an unreleased wheel.
They've created more questions than we can answer.
Or maybe that is Roger's next project.
An Extreme Mini? I got to take the Mini off of the M10 Mini, the rim and motor, then put it on an Extreme. The only problem is, how do you get more suspension travel than the radius of the tire?
It still
like it'll be tough, I guess.
Really long stanchion poles.
And they have to be telescoping. You can't just ride on them. Let's see. Roger,
Albert, what can you tell us? Are there any secrets you can tell us of any, surprising, new, exciting, upcoming wheels or anything that we can look forward to?
Well, I mean, I did hear about the GT Pro Plus that's coming soon, right?
The 4400 one?
100 watt hour, 168 volt.
Is that coming?
Yeah, I believe it's coming in the mid-June, I think.
Ooh. Ooh.
20 amp stock charging with no modifications.
Nice.
There
We
go.
was out before the challenge was over with the 50 SLs and the fast charging.
Yeah,
That's the
I'll
next
modify
wheel.
mine.
Hmm.
So yeah, that is something that I'm interested in because ergonomically the Commander GT Pro felt good. I know Don thought it was ugly, but all she
It
cares about is
is.
aesthetics anyway.
I mean, once you get to a certain size, like it just becomes a box because anything that you do for design purposes will just make it even bigger.
Yeah.
It's definitely not as pretty as the Commander Pro is because that is I like how that wheel looks.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if we just take off all the extra weird stuff, Christine says it's ugly. Man, all the girls think about is looks. Jeez. Anyway.
I am
So
excited
Ryan
for it, though.
Grove.
I think it's an interesting combination because it's the first time we get a big battery in a 20-inch tire instead of a 22.
Yeah, I think the 20 inches it's more fun because you can actually
Yeah, I like 20.
slow down and accelerate and everything. It just feels more easy to get the power out of it.
Yeah, size doesn't matter. It's how you use it.
Well, that's why people like the 16-inch wheels, but they have their own shortcomings.
So the F22, someone's asking if it's going to be 176 volt.
So yeah, the answer is it will be 176 volts, and all of the chargers that I will be shipping in the future are 176 volt capable. I've been shipping them for a little while. If you are getting SC chargers, they are still 170 volts, but yeah, a little birdie might have mentioned to me about the 176 volts.
So what secrets do you have, Roger, since that little birdie's speaking in your ears?
Like 2.5 months ago, I would have told you that the F22 was going to be 176 volts. It's not a secret anymore.
Do you know anything else?
About the wheel?
About
Nothing
any new wheels that are coming?
Yeah, but things that I am not privy to talk about. I got to keep my mouth shut on certain things. People feel okay telling me stuff because I do a good job at keeping my mouth shut.
That's fair.
So I need to maintain that reputation. Yeah, so that's what we're saying about the V14. It doesn't have the top speed, but you go to the Commander Mini and the Extreme. Yeah, those are 16-inch wheels that they're pretty damn fast.
I mean, the V14 is probably just as fast as a Patton, no?
No, I heard that it's like limited. So the Patton, they let you at least wring more speed out. But if they took the limits off, the V14, I bet would be faster than the Patton. Don't you think?
I mean, it should be as fast as an Extreme, if you ask me, since the motor's the same.
The motor's exactly the same? I didn't know that.
I mean, I guess I haven't confirmed that. I don't know. Maybe it is. I assumed it was.
V14 max speed, 43 miles per hour. That's not bad, but it's just when everything else is going up, 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 and then they sell you something that has less of a top speed than a Sherman from whenever before Don was riding. I mean, well, no, a Nikola, a 100-volt Nikola would hit 44 all day long. So,
I mean, I was going to say, it's actually not fair to compare a 20-inch to a 16-inch wheel either.
well, a Nikola, what size is that?
That is 16. I was saying that when you were talking about the Sherman.
Yeah, I could see in your mind, and I decided to chop down your argument before you finished. Yeah, hitting 50 on the Extreme, that's a little bit nerve-wracking for me. But I don't know. I don't know. I've been told some things today that are going to be coming out in the next couple days that came from Ronan. So keep an eye on Ronan's channel. There's going to be some interesting stuff, especially if you're interested in some of the newer small suspension wheels.
Sounds like a Falcon review coming.
Something happened.
What?
We'll find out when the video launches, I guess.
What?
Thank you, Albert. Now shut your mouth, Don. All right. It's been fun, guys. And looking forward to doing more of this in the future. And if anybody has any questions or anything, you can hit me up directly. Like I said, I'm going to put my email address in the thing. I'll also put a link to Don's YouTube channel if you want to become a member of her channel. And the EUC tour that's coming up in October, Telegram group in there, as well as links to find my chargers and 2-cell 1-pack. I'll get the link in there for that, which has actually really well produced, edited content and useful information. You can watch my stuff if you want, but if you want to learn something, 2-cells 1-pack is there for everybody. But yeah, like, subscribe, and whatever else Don wants to say.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Oh yeah,
hit the
bell
notification bell.
Now, if anybody is from Europe and I say hit the bell end, it's a different meaning.
So, Don, are we going to have another live stream on your members only section about all these secrets that you want to talk about?
I know, right? But yeah, I gotta wait until I get a lot of members. Otherwise, if it's just a few members, then it's not as fun. Gotta get a lot of members, and then it's gonna be like my YouTube family, right? And then we'll have like a members only live stream where we can share secrets and talk personal talk and all that stuff.
Girl talk.
Girl talk.
Speaking of girl talk, how many girl members do you have, Don?
I don't know. How many girls, Albert, how many girls did the eWheels challenge?
I think 0 or 1. Don?
Wrong,
0.
One. Oh my God. Jeez,
Wow,
Albert.
Albert.
That's rude.
That's
outside
so
of
mean.
I mean outside of Dawn, since Dawn was already talking about herself.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
So yeah.
No, I think it's just you.
And how come there aren't more you got to put everybody's results in, because like there was more than 10 riders, right? But in the leaderboard, right, we should have like everybody. No?
It's possible.
Yeah, how many contestants were there, and make sure that everyone gets their due, because like this was an amazing challenge, and I really thank eWheels. Okay, what is Roger doing?
I think he's making a drink.
I know, right? Is he making a margarita after all of this? He's like, I'm done here. Roger, your mic's on.
There we go, Sarah.
No.
Wash my hands.
No.
So as for your request, Don, the website link has now been updated to show all riders.
Yay!
All
Yes.
right.
Thank you to all the contestants, everyone who tried. This was such an amazing challenge, and so much was learned from it, and so much is shared. And I don't know, I think all of these challenges and stuff like that, it brings the community together, and it's a small community, and I want to do my part to making sure that it's a tight community, and we have our EUC family going, because this is my family, and I want to make sure our family stays tight and loving together. So thank you, eWheels, for everything that you guys have done. Thank you, Roger, for always pushing the limit and of what can be done so that others can follow the path that you are blazing through. And thank you for letting me ride your wheel as well. And I'm so sorry again for crashing it. Thank you for everyone for your love and support and your participation and for sticking together and everything. Thank you, everybody. I love you all.
Okay. I just wanted to say that was a fake pee. I was trying to do the same thing that Dawn did on her live stream once. I'm sorry about that. I thought somebody would put the connection together. Either that or Naked Gun.
We never talk about that.
I had a little pot and everything ready. I thought it would sound, but my my microphone was, I think, not. Was it cutting out? I don't know. Might have been.
We heard too much, Roger.
Okay. Anyway.
On that bombshell, that's the end.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Next
everyone.
event, EUC tour. Roger's EUC tour in October, you guys. Come on out.
There's more events before then, but that's going to be a big one. Hope to see a lot of you there. Let's see. Golden Stream. Thanks, Devo. Bye, guys. Been fun. Thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you. Bye.